to Oddspots, the show that explores the eccentric and intriguing things that people do. Today we look at the world's weirdest gadgets and way out inventors. Yo Sushi! Robots take over the kitchen of a new London restaurant. Pedal Power goes miniature, the world's smallest bike. From the science lab to the nightclub, dancing robots. A designer who's taking the mobility out of phones. And how to make a long-distance call. It's all coming up on Oddspots. It's an age-old problem. Men always leave the toilet seat up and women want the toilet seat down. This frustration with urination gave a German inventor an idea. Alex Benkhart came up with the talking toilet seat to remind men to put the seat down after they're finished. The message also asks guys whose aim isn't all that straight to sit down while on the loo to avoid what is referred to as the sprinkle tinkle. The idea has been so successful that other additions to the talking toilet seat are already on the drawing board. One suggestion is to run 240 volts through the seat, and when it comes in contact with liquid, well, I'm sure we'll make sharpshooters out of all men before long. And although the talking toilet seat is quite polite, a more hardcore version could be available for repeat offenders, with messages like, "Hey, ever heard of using a toilet brush? And where's the air freshener? I think there's a dead bear in here." Here's a new dance craze that's sweeping the nightclubs. It's called the robot. You might recognise this guy from Doctor Who. He quit the TV series to concentrate on his dancing career. And just look at this artificial life form getting down with his bad self. When it comes to music, I guess most robots prefer techno. If the only exercise you get is your smoking cough, this is for you. The BedGym 2000. You'll have abs of steel and your credit card will have firm buttocks. But wait, there's more. Home gym equipment is used for anything apart from getting fit. Now you don't have to hang clothes over it. You've got a legitimate reason for forgetting to exercise. 100 easy payments, the BedGym 2000. Phone now, set it up in your bedroom and never use it again. Luc Deprez loves the jet-setting lifestyle. Breakfast in Sydney, lunch in Hawaii, dinner in New York, and luggage in Iceland. So Luc came up with the driving suitcase. This beats the problem of carrying a heavy case to the airport and saves your legs, ready for the deep vein thrombosis you'll get on board the flight. The suitcase is battery powered, but the internal mechanisms take up most of the luggage room, so you can only take a change of underwear and socks. Or don't be a cheapskate, take one normal suitcase and pay the $2 for an airport trolley. Luc was last seen aboard the suitcase on a luggage carousel, where he remained unclaimed for several hours. Ever wondered what happened to Bjorn and Benny from ABBA? Yes, it's sad, isn't it? Here they are, trying to start a new career at Japan's Inventions Expo. This machine is big on wheels, or casters to be correct. But if this is a giant vacuum cleaner, it's leaving a lot of marks on the floor. A rowing boat that goes from highway to causeway. Now that's useful. Or the sand/water buggy. But this is my favourite. Look at the little feet on this bike go. I call it the Roadrunner. And I want one now, Daddy. You've heard of TV action hero The Bionic Man? Well, look out, Steve Austin. Here comes the Bionic Dolphin. It's the flipper of the future, and the bionic dolphin is the brainchild of two inventors here in California. It goes 50 kilometers per hour and flips and rolls just like a real dolphin without being bribed with fish. At $100,000 US, forget rubber duckies. This is the ultimate bath time toy for big boys. It's finally happened. Scientists have developed the perfect man. It's Asimo. He's smart, got a great sense of humour. Okay, maybe he can be a bit plastic, but he'll never hog the bathroom and will always put the toilet seat down. Oh, and look, he can do the nut bush. Asimo enjoys romantic movies, talking about commitment and shopping for shoes. At least he will after you've reprogrammed him. He's clean, doesn't drop hair, and doubles as a television receiver. This perfect husband of the future comes in two sizes, large and extra large. But I'm not sure if they take trade-ins. Oh, fantastic! He can wash windows too. Now this could be handy. Two tiny umbrellas to keep your expensive snakeskin shoes dry. What a practical idea. And when you're finished, you could pop one in your strawberry daiquiri. If putting in eye drops has always made you feel squeamish, put these to use, the Auto Eye Drop Glasses. Ah, I think that was mouthwash. A runny nose can be embarrassing. Far better to walk around with a roll of toilet paper on your head. The Japanese have become world famous for coming up with useless gadgets. Case in point, the Hold All tie. With all these compartments, you'll never misplace a thing. But when you carry your briefcase around your neck, you'll soon be wearing a neck brace. No time to wash your smalls? Wash while you walk with these laundry boots. Nothing like airing your dirty laundry in public. Just let the water out wherever you may be, and then put yourself into the spin cycle. Why slave over a dirty floor yourself? Put your lazy dog to good work with these little paw mops. Perfect for the pooch that isn't house trained. Now he can clean up his own mess. This is a normal VW Beetle. And this is one you wouldn't have seen before. It's a wooden Volkswagen Beetle. The inventor of this car admits he feels like a bit of a sap driving it, but I bet there's a lot of room in the trunk. This car comes complete with passengers, but when I asked them a few simple questions about their vehicle, they appeared a bit wooden. Of course, there's a real engine under the bonnet. It's not made of wood, well, except for the dipstick. What sort of petrol would a wooden car run on? Well, it'd have to be treacle. And when this car breaks down, there are two calls to make, one to the mechanic and one to the tree surgeon. The inventor would like to see more wooden cars on the road and is thinking of opening more branches of his auto club. Driving a wooden car does have its pitfalls, what with splinters, woodworm, or in this case wood beetle, ring bark and warping, but a good lacquer should make all those problems vanish. Asked where the inspiration came for the wooden Beetle, the inventor said he'd simply taken a woodwork class. I went in with the plans to make a pencil case, but when the course was finished, this is what I came out with. Don't get the fly spray out just yet. This may look like a nasty wasp, but it's actually a micro-flying robot, the lightest in the world. This tiny helicopter is still in the development phase, but has a built-in camera to beam images wirelessly to land. The scientists who created the flying robot said it would be useful for finding survivors in an earthquake, but I can see it being used to follow unfaithful husbands. Must have been a slow news day in Tokyo. The robot is being developed by one of the world's largest printer firms, and with the cost of toner, no wonder they have a few million to sink into crazy inventions. Feeling sad? Need a little love and tenderness, the warmth of human contact? Well, I'm sorry, I don't have time to be mollycoddling you. Tell someone who cares, like the Comfort Machine. A German art student came up with the idea of the Comfort Machine and has been astounded at its popularity. If you're feeling a little depressed, the Comfort Machine will give you reassuring messages like, "You're beautiful, don't be sad, and life's great." I have a Comfort Machine at my house, but I call it a microwave. When I feel sad, I put some macaroni and cheese inside, push the buttons, and like magic, I feel happy again. I'd like to see some competition for the Comfort Machine, like the Get a Life machine, telling people to buck up, stop moaning, and stop wasting time talking to machines. When you need the help of hydraulics to get out of your chair, it's probably time to call Jenny Craig. This hospital patient is being served a drink by a mechanical arm, and after what I saw the robot doing to the prostate patient in the other room, I hope it washed its hand. Wow, we've got pocket calculators, pocket televisions, and now there's a pocket bike. This is the world's smallest bicycle, weighing a mere 5 kilos and folding into a teeny-weeny package. How handy! I don't know how many times I've wished I could take my bicycle with me, but it just won't fit in my bag. Now you'll never be caught short without a bike at your disposal again. Although tiny, the bike can carry up to 112 kilos, but with a load that big, I suggest you're going to get awfully saddle sore on that tiny seat. The inventor, Briton Sir Clive Sinclair, claims this is the smallest bike in the world, but I'm sure I saw a clown riding a much smaller one at the circus. Just like bikes, mobile phones are getting smaller and smaller, but a British designer has decided to go the other way, using large phone handsets plugged into mobile phone receivers. Hello, Pizzas R Us? Can you deliver a large pepperoni? Hello, yes, this is Nicholas.
Hello.
I'm at the park at the moment, yes. I know I look like a complete plonker talking into this big phone, but it's a great way to pick up the chicks. Well, the girls always want to know if it's a real phone, and I say, sure it is, give me your number and I'll phone you. Pretty clever, hey? No, I've got to go. It takes me ages to carry this great heavy phone back to my apartment. Dubbed the phone guy, Nicholas doesn't care about stares from passers-by. His giant mobile phones are the latest fashion and selling like hotcakes on eBay. Nicholas is now starting to carry a complete telephone booth on his back. Look out for these two at a disco near you. Meet the Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire of the robot world. Can't cut it on the dance floor? Now you can send your robot to do the work for you. Bend over. Let me see you shake your microchips. Olé! These hard-working scientists have been developing something far more interesting than a cure for the world's worst diseases. The Japanese boffins have come up with a mind tool. Okay, so it looks like a pair of ski goggles with a battery on the side, but looks are deceiving. This is actually a highly sophisticated and sensitive piece of machinery. Once in place, the wearer can pick up brainwaves and read minds. Imagine the possibilities. Crimes could be solved, accidents prevented. The applications will be world-changing. Let's see how the scientists put it to use. Right, I'm reading Larry's mind now. He's thinking about the corned beef sandwich he's having for lunch. Trevor over there is thinking that he hates working in this lab and wants a job with ASIO. And Brian finds it amusing that my mind tool goggles are pink. You've pierced your tongue and you've got a nose ring. But if you thought you've run out of body parts to mutilate, think again. This eye clinic is offering something that is a real eye-opener: cosmetic eye implants. Now, when someone tells you they've got something in their eye, they might mean it, literally. It's a tiny bit of platinum placed under the eye's mucous membrane in a 15-minute operation. I think I'd rather have a poke in the eye with a sharp stick. The jewellery gets a lot of comments like, "Goodness, that's an awful case of pink eye. Is it contagious?" And it's a bit of a laugh. I mean, what could go wrong? Impaired vision? Permanent blindness? Hey, if it's in the name of fashion, why not? It's not an attractive fact, but the average cow produces 120 pounds of manure per day, not to mention the associated gases. And Californian farmer Albert Strauss has come up with a good use for all those cow pats. Albert has invented the methane gas digester, turning a cow's bad habits into electricity. First, the methane is captured, and I don't even want to begin to think about how they do that. Then piped into an engine that burns the gas and drives the generator. Now Albert's dairy, home and electric car all run on the smell of an oily rag, or the smell of cow's wind, and that can't smell good. Other farmers are thinking of following Albert's lead and harnessing the power of their flatulent cows, and maybe starting a new natural energy company. Names have already been touted, including Moo Poo, It's a Gas, and the Power of Poo. When art and technology come together, you just know we're going to be presented with an invention that's trying to find its inner self. This is wheelchair art, powered by computers and interactive. And I can already tell from her shoes, this artist has spent too much time at university. These wheelchairs are part of an art performance known as Fish, Bird, Circle, Bee, Movement Bee. Well, of course, it's quite obvious, really. The chairs use a system of lasers and cameras to sense objects and a database of words and phrases. What sort of things would a wheelchair say? "Get off me, you great lump. Move out of the way or I'll mow you down." Or maybe, "Being tired isn't a disability. Get up and walk like everyone else." Enjoying takeaway food eliminates all the shopping, cooking and cleaning. But if even getting up to choose your food is too much of a strain, this invention is for you. This is Yo Sushi, London's hippest new restaurant, where you can pick your favourite dish straight from a conveyor belt. Sick of dealing with lackluster waiters? Worry no more, because here at Yo Sushi, wait staff have been replaced with a robotic sushi making machine that dispenses the exact amount of rice and doesn't hang around waiting for a tip. With no menus, you're free to just choose whatever takes your fancy, and the food just keeps coming and coming and coming. I ate enough sushi to stretch from London to Japan. And when you're feeling dry, just whistle up the drinks trolley. There are 3 trolleys continually circling with beer and sake, and you don't even have to say thank you. But with a never-ending supply of food, it's hard to know when the meal is actually over. When nerds get mad, they grab their remote-controlled toys and battle it out at Robot Wars. Things can get very vicious. Cut it out! You'll get a claw stuck in my wig! Who said spending too much time on the computer was bad for your health? These are the guys that played the same game of Dungeons and Dragons throughout high school, couldn't get girlfriends and hated sport. And nothing's changed, except now they're playing with robots instead. Gentlemen, start your robots. The The old flip on the side trick. Yes, works every time. It's been a dream of science fiction writers to have a watch that doubles as a telephone. Now a Japanese company has made it a reality, inventing this handy device worn on the wrist, perfect for covert operations. Come in, Agent 99. Yes, it's me. Have you washed my blue underpants? And they're perfect for secret coded messages. Yes, all right, I'll get the milk. Do we need bread too? Hello, yes, he's here. Yes, the one with the phone on his wrist. Well, he thinks he's some sort of secret agent, but he's just been standing here all day with his wrist out. I think he's waiting for someone to call. If he's supposed to be undercover, he's drawing a lot of attention. Anyone who thinks talk is cheap doesn't own a mobile phone. Welcome to Finland, the country that can boast the world's highest density of mobiles. And this is World Championship Mobile Phone Throwing. The idea is to throw heavy, outdated phones as far as possible, down a 5-metre corridor, and over 200 contestants turned up to give it a shot. This was fabulous therapy for anyone who's been locked into a contract, constantly loses phone reception, gets 10 spam SMS messages a day, or was naive enough to give a mobile phone to a teenager. I gave her my phone number last week and she still hasn't called. I'd like to send a message to my mobile phone company. I hope you're enjoying my house and car. And I'm still paying to retrieve voicemail messages. I said I wanted a camera phone. Mobile phone throwing is on Direct Plan 18. Cost of the phone is included in the fee over 24 months. Minimum cost over 24 months for phone and service charges, plus additional usage charges, early termination charges. Well, we've come to the end of this Mad Inventions episode of Odd Spots, so I guess that means it's back to the drawing board. We met a man who's invented the ultimate carry-on luggage. Dancing robots. Haven't scientists got anything better to do? Forget splitting the atom. Inventors in Japan have been busy coming up with wacky ways to move. And the bionic dolphin who'd give Jaws a run for his money. We don't know why they do it, but we're glad they do, because we've put them all together and made a TV show. See you next time, here on Odd Spots.